Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about three things. It's going to be hideout profit, leadership, and tournaments. It's going to be a little, like before, I have a lot of tips and trick videos on my channel already if you guys want to go check that out as well. But yeah, let's get right into it. So for the hideouts, here's my little thing. So I found a lot of hideouts are usually this amount. There's usually 5 bandits. And whenever there's 5 or less bandits, usually when you start it, it goes straight to the end cutscene where they walk up to you and they say, hey, do you want to duel or do you want to, just fight? So what I found is these are the best to attack and they're the, profit-wise, plus you can do this very early. I understand I have a lot, but I'm going to take a lot of these guys out of here just for the example. We can take all of these guys out. I'm going to show you why it's very, very profitable early on to take these hideouts. It's gonna take a while. Take all that, take these guys out. All we need is these guys. Okay, so for these hideouts that have 4 to 5 troops, you can have basic troops. I have a little bit better troops, but the better troops, the better for you, right? All you're gonna do is it's gonna be on a head-on-head fight, and you will usually have a lot more than them. You'll probably have like 9 men, I think is what you come with, 7 or 9 men, and they will usually only have 5 as they show right here. And for the small battle, I think is very worth the reward. So I'm just gonna do this with you guys. I'm gonna show you what I mean. So just switch to your sword because the cutscene, you want to do it before the cutscene. Switch to your sword. You're going to get to this screen, and what I always suggest is always pick the we will fight option because the duel doesn't really do anything more. It's just, you'll get less loot. You'll only get this guy's loot, not the other guy's loot. So say you don't fight duels, get into the fight, and literally it's the easiest fight you're going to take. Go from behind or go from the front, and your troops are going to do the rest. Very simple fight. Even early on, very simple fight. Now you get obviously your renown, your influence, your morale. You get reputation with people around. What do you call it? Around you, like the towns and villages. You get reputation there. And then the most important part is you get pretty good loot, especially for early game. Like this wasn't the best draw, but I have another video on my channel. Well, actually, it's not on my channel yet, but it's going to be uploaded. And it shows the different types of loot you can get. And sometimes I even get swords that are worth 2,500 or more. So, in my opinion, early game, if you just have a small amount of troops, as you can see, I have a small amount of troops, right? Go to these hideouts with 4 to 5 bandits, and there's a lot of them. Even this one's kind of worth it, but this one doesn't take you straight to the cutscene. It has to be 5 or below to take you straight to the cutscene. But a lot of these hideouts, like I'm pretty sure this one, they're 5 or 4. And in terms of the loot you get for that small little fight you have to take, I think it's very worth it early game. Okay, now the second tip we're going to get into is leadership. And what I mean by leadership is how to pretty much gain leadership early on when you don't have clans and you can't really make them join your army. This is the skill leadership. You get it by it's called maintaining high morale in your party. I have a video in the description that tells you how to do that. And assemble and lead armies. So when you lead armies, like if we go to armies, right? If I pick people that were not in my clan, because you can see these are the people in your clan, these are your companions, right? If I pick people from other clans, my cohesion is going to go down. That bar that's over here, usually, it's going to go down. And if I want to refresh it, I need to add influence, right? But if you make an army with, let's say, just these guys, which are all my companions, right? I'm going to show you. I'm going to wait for them to show up. Pretty much, if you create an army with them, what's it called? There's no influence cost to the cohesion, to this bar right here. Pretty much to, what do you call it? To refresh it or to increase it, there's no influence cost to you. So let's run around a little bit. And you're going to see a little bit more. We want it to go down, and then we're going to show you how there's no influence cost, and this is also raising your leadership as well. Okay, as we can see, it's 86. Now my influence, it's ending, it's 836. Just remember that, 836. We're gonna add to the cohesion, and boom, it's still 836. It hasn't changed. We could run around a little bit, right? It still has not changed. That means if you have an army of your companions only and no other clans, like outside clans, your influence cost to keep the army going is free. Plus, this also levels up your leadership pretty much for free, right? And you can also get influence. You get influence by having a lot of food on you. And then once your companions start running out of food, they're going to take from your food. And every time they take from your food, you get influence. As you can see, I'm running around a little bit more. And it's going to say they're starving and they shared some food. See, you shared your food with starving soldiers of your army. You gained 1 influence. And the more you run around, the more leadership you get. And the more influence you're going to get if you have a lot of food to spare. So I think it's very good to do early game as well. Raises your leadership, which is very important. Your leadership, pretty much, the higher leadership you have, the better morale you have. The reason I have 100 static is because my leadership is so high. So it all works off of each other, pretty much. So it's very good to do. Now, the last tip is going to be companions inside of tournaments. So, I don't know if you guys know, but I know a lot of people do know, but it's kind of a small fact, but companions, if you enter, let's say, a city with companions, right? And there's a tournament in the city, they will join, well, there's not a tournament here, but if there was a tournament here, they will join the tournament with you. And if they're very highly skilled, like say a good weapon skill, right? And it's early game and you still don't have that good weapon skill, and you gave them good armor, there's a big chance they might beat you. And if your companions win, you don't win the items. So just make sure, if you want to compete in a tournament and you want it to be as easy as possible, I would suggest, I would go to clan, parties, create a quick party with the companion, right? And let him go into the world, and then quickly go into the town, join the tournament, and once the tournament is done, click on him again and tell him to come back to your party. This way, you give yourself a better chance in the tournament if you have a very good companion with very good weapon skill. It's a very, I think a lot of people do know this, but if you don't, I think it's a good tip to have. But yeah, that's going to be this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming up, a lot more ideas. And yeah, stay safe out there.